Wow.
Good morning, guys. Time to make some spelt flour banana bread. And let's get on the way with it. I am kind of making this recipe up as I go along from my experience in baking. And knowing that it's an ancient grain and how it reacts to different things, I'm working with that in those parameters. So I'm starting out with 200 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to mix those dry ingredients together. I will leave the recipe below also, guys. Once that's thoroughly mixed, we'll start with some ripe bananas. These are not as dark as I like them. I like them really ripe so that when you can smell them from the outside. You can with these, but like where they even have dark spots. That's the way I usually like them for my banana bread, but this will work. You can see me writing down in my, this is my little book that I write down all my recipes in that I work on. Things that I change. I always have a pencil so I can change things up or add things like, today I added this was really good. I can go back and write in my notebook what worked and what didn't work. So you will see what I forgot to do in this video. Well, I'll tell you. I don't know if I've actually filmed it or put it in this video. This recipe turned out so delicious, as you saw in the beginning of the video. Getting these bananas nicely smashed down. They're so beautifully fragrant. Now to that I am adding a third of a cup of sour cream. I don't know how many in grams that is. I'm sorry guys. I think I'll have to look at that up and put it in the recipe. Or weigh it the next time I do it. Because this recipe turned out really good, we will do it again. I am going to go ahead and put in one heaping teaspoon. I'm very generous with my vanilla. So I will write in the recipe, of course, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Sorry. Now at this point in my microwave, I have 1/4 of a cup of butter melting, which I meant to put in this recipe, but totally forgot it in the microwave. And this is 1/4 of a cup of honey. Now, just to note, I will make a note in this recipe that I meant to add 1/4 of a cup, but this recipe was really moist with the 4 bananas in it. I really don't think it even needed that butter. So it would be a nice extra flavor for the flavor profile, but it definitely didn't need that extra butter as far as moisture in this recipe at all. So if you want to skip the butter, we always add too much butter on top of it after we eat it later on. So there you go. You can totally skip the butter in this recipe, but I will write it with a note on it below there. Now the last bit in this recipe is half a cup of chopped walnuts. I don't finely chop them, I coarsely chop them because I really like to bite into that walnut in my banana bread, and that's the way my husband likes it. But you guys do it the way that you like it. There was only a little bit left on my board, so I went ahead and put that in too. We love walnuts here on the homestead. Chris is a big fan of them, so is my mother-in-law. So now this is my first time ever cooking with Spelt, and had done a lot of reading up on it, and I was amazed at the taste of this banana bread, guys. It had a beautiful, soft taste to it, and you guys really have to try this. Now this is with all-purpose Spelt, so I'm guessing that it would be maybe just a little bit coarser. Maybe it would need the butter with the whole grain, and you would probably want to add an egg if you added whole grain, just to help with the rise on this. But guys, this turned out amazing. If you have Spelt that is just all-purpose, you have to try this recipe. And I shouldn't be surprised how good this turned out, just because of the reputation that Spelt has as good for muffins and stuff like that, cookies, yummy stuff. It's a softer flour. It doesn't have a lot of gluten in it, so you're not going to get a lot of rise out of things. So,
toothpick test. It's coming back clean. Well, maybe just a little bit dirty. Maybe 5 minutes more. That is done. Taste. These are great with the Spelt and the Acorn breads because of they're so sticky. Give this a taste. That's good. That's better than the Acorn. That's really good. Yeah. Wow. I'll leave the recipe below. This is my recipe. Saw me writing it down as I was doing it. Absolutely good, even though I forgot to put the butter in it. So thanks. God bless you guys. See you next time.